Welcome to this episode of the Match Hero podcast. Today I'm joined with the CEO and founder of Match Hero, Mr. James Healy.
Thank you for doing this, Alan. Yeah, cheers.
It's good to be here finally, James.
It's finally.
And can I ask straight off the bat, James, how does it feel being here and actually speaking about Match Hero finally?
It's a long time coming, I'm not going to lie. I think the inception of this idea, this grand idea came, it must be 11 and a half years ago now.
Wow, that's over a decade, when you're putting
You're
it.
talking like, I think it was 2013, around September 2013, something like that. It was quite a while ago. I don't think, what we were trying to build, I think, and what we actually ended up with now, I don't think we'd actually be able to create that product back then because some of the tech just...
The tech wouldn't have just been...
It wasn't caught up at that stage, I don't think. But what we have now is, it's what we kind of envisaged from the very day one, but it just took us that long to get there. Like it was a long and hard fought project.
Right, and obviously the first question that we have to ask is the concept.
Yeah.
5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side football. Where did it come from? It's golden, but where did it come from?
It came out of a long weekend and a bad hangover. So I was living up towards Dublin at the time, and I'd been out drinking that weekend.
Right.
The morning of the Monday was the kind of the inception of the idea of when I actually thought, I was like, I need to go and play football this week.
Want to shake this hangover?
I need to do something right this week.
Yeah.
Just to get a bit healthy and fit this week. And I was living up towards Dublin, and I was looking around, and I was like, went online, and there was absolutely nothing to find an actual game of football at the time. And this is the time when you have to think about when Facebook was becoming a big app, and it was just before Snapchat and all that kind of stuff, I think, as well. So that those things hadn't really taken off. But apps were becoming a thing, and websites were becoming more and more known back then for the kind of, social media and the connectivity of everything. But I was looking around online on Google, and I was like literally searching.
Please give me a game of football, please.
Where can I find football matches in Dublin? And this is it was 2013, so there was nothing. There was nothing there. And so literally that day I rolled out of my bed in a bad hangover style.
Breakfast roll, please.
Oh, yeah. And I just literally went and created a Facebook page that day and called it Find a Five-a-Side. And over a couple of weeks, it exploded. It was like thousands of people were joining the page, and it got a great response. And we got contacted then after a couple of months by some Astro Parks that were interested, because thousands of people started liking the page, and it kind of... There was no thought of an app or a website.
Yeah.
At the very start, there was no inkling or thought, because I just wasn't from that world either. I was a struggling DJ at the time, looking for a job. And it just snowballed into this idea. And I was contacted by old friends from seeing the page, and it just kind of took roots and just went. I was nearly guided in the way of how
it was meant to be,
what it is, and I couldn't be prouder of the team now around us. Like, it's like to actually have the team that we have that got it created and actually got it built. I couldn't be more grateful and thankful to the lads that were involved. It's just with the team, it's the development team are unbelievable, with David in charge of everything, and then we've got obviously Tom. You've met Tom, and Tom, he's the mentor of it all.
And he has full belief in it, which is brilliant to see.
And just everybody involved, like from the investment team to the tech team to even all the lads that are going on, doing the work here as well.
Or even sitting here now, actually talking about it.
Everyone involved. It's just been amazing.
And something when we're talking about how this has grown for James over a decade is, did you ever think you'd be in association with some of the football clubs that you are?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting that. That was... We actually jumped the gun a little bit. We wanted to launch a little bit earlier last year, but we probably... I think we had better expectations than we probably should have. There was a lot of testing to do, and, we probably jumped the gun a little bit early last year, but we've got ourselves in with some good connections, I think, with some big clubs around.
Some say the biggest in Ireland currently. I don't want to be starting any controversy.
At the moment, yeah. Well, listen, it's Bray Wanderers did brilliantly last season as well. Like, we're obviously involved with Bray Wanderers. We've taken jersey sponsorship, logo placement, which was nice. It was
Actually, I seen that at football that day. I was like, "Is that match hero on the back of that jersey?"
The jersey at the match, yeah. I was just showing it off.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
But we have to explain, like, you know, how did we meet? Like, we met, you know, at football. You know,
with my amazing football skills that I do possess. I know I'm only joking, but
know,
no, that is
crazy,
that. But that is, and this is why I love this concept. As soon as you explained it to me,
the thing about it, like even some of the development team, we met playing football.
Yeah,
We met networking at football, like at a football match, and you know the Match Hero name. It's funny the Match Hero name, where it came from. It was we had the page. It was called Five-A-Side. It ended up being called Five-A-Side for a while. And we just thought the name was a little bit broad. You know, we wanted to really kind of, you know, we wanted to bring in walking football and bring in 7-a-side football and 6-a-side football into what the app can do. And we'll talk about what the app does now.
I was keeping that for a minute. Yeah. I didn't want to overload straight away.
Yeah. So we're just in an introduction.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, like the I've lost my train of thought now. So no, what the app, like, we like where we met playing football and the whole kind of networking thing and what football does to local communities is just it's a great outreach, of, like, you know, an outsource for people to just go and let off some steam of the weekly grind that you have to do, and you know, the whole concept of being able to go and find a match, you know, organize matches, bring people together just to get out and exercise is, you know, that's what social media is supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be social.
Yeah.
And obviously, the social element to this, or the social media, you know, element of what we're doing, it is actually connecting and bringing people together to play sports. You know, so that's really the goal of what we're trying to do. You know,
and it's such an amazing thing, because I've experienced that. Now we've become friends, such good friends. But it all started with a game of football, and it's getting out and the simplicity of downloading an app and actually having a gateway to meet new people.
Yeah, it's like a dating website for footballers.
Some good footballers, some bad footballers.
But like, it has filters.
Yeah.
You don't have to swipe left or right on this football. There's none of that going on. But like, you know, this is an app that is age non-specific. Anyone of any age, of any gender, can come on and use this app to create an activity of football, or, you know, a 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side, futsal, walking football. You know, you can create any of these activities, put it up for advertisement, and then, you know, ask people to come and play or advertise it for people to come and join in, because it works both ways. So you can look for players to play if you're a game organizer. Like, it is a game organizer's dream. Like, this app is really for the game organizer right now, and it will develop further into, you know, what we hope to be something that is really, really, really good, you know. But what we have right now is really, really good. But what it is right now is for the game organizer to be able to, you know, manage everything he needs to do for the game, like, and literally everything you need to do for
collecting money is the first one. Like that, it's a big one for football. Like,
you know, I organise the game.
Like,
you know, how many times have I put in the group, who's left me short?
Yeah, but you have to call a spade a spade. If you're organising a football match, and at the end of every week, or at the end of every game, you know, you might have 14 lads, a fiver each, €70, but you're only coming out with €45 and you're paying for
listen, it's happening, and you're not going to cry over a fiver, but at the same time, it's about, like, you know, a little bit of transparency what's going on, because like, you know, as game organisers, when you go onto a pitch, the first thing you do is you just throw your stuff down, you go and warm up, you don't really mind who's coming in, you're not really looking for the money, unless you are one of those regiment lads that literally has his lists and
there is a few.
You know, I was never that one of those organisers, but, you know, this will literally tell you who's paid, when they're paid, because they have to pay when they're joining the game with the app. So, you know, it has that transparency, it has that, you know, that function and feature to make your life as a game organizer so much easier, you know. Being able to and have the app do the work for you. So let's go through the functions and the features, I suppose, for what the app does. You know, I'd love a little screen here somewhere.
we can do imagination.
A little run through of everything, but there's so many functions and features. Like it took years to build. Like I mean, like we're developing years on this, you know. So you know, this is like a full team of, you know, testers, you know, developers, engineers. They're all working on this full time for years. So you know, the planning involved in this was phenomenal. Like from everybody going on.
Even if you start off from the start, James. So say I'm someone, I don't know about Match Hero. I'd like to play Match Hero, download Match Hero. You know, where do we go? Or
yeah, so the first thing you can obviously go down to any of the app stores, the Google App Store or the Apple App Store, the iOS Store, and you can literally type in Match Hero. You can download it there. But what it will do for you from straight away from a person who's just looking to play football's point of view. If you're a person that just wants to come on now, obviously you'll have to bear with us. We're only out of the kind of testing phase of it now, and we're literally just telling people that it's here to get bums on seats, kind of in a sense, you know, get people to download the app to their phones. But what it will do is it will allow a player to find a match anywhere in the locality. They can filter search by location, by age range of the people involved in the matches. They can search by the day of the week, you know, the time of the day. You can search by the venue location. So you can actually go into a venue locator, find all of the pitches in your area, and then you'll be able to see a game schedule of all the games that are on within that pitch then as well. So that's just you as a person that's maybe looking for a game. There's so many different ways to be able to find that game, the perfect game, the perfect pitch, the perfect group. Like, you know, you'll have all of those filters for you looking for a game. And then on the other side of it, if you're the match organizer, you can create a weekly recurring match. So what that does, it'll actually, if you just create the game once, invite all of your teammates that you're teammates within the system that you've added as teammates, hopefully. Yeah. Well, then what will happen is that the app will then spit the game out for you every single week, that you don't even have to invite the guys anymore, ever. The app will do it because it'll do it until a set date that you've done. You know,
we like simplicity.
And then what it'll do is it'll actually request the players who you've invited the amount of what the game is to join. So if I invite you, Alan, to play in my game on Tuesday night, what'll happen is that I can request you to join my match, and then what'll happen is you'll have to give me that $5 to say, yeah, I'm playing.
And is that all? Is that all the transaction, everything controlled within the app?
Well, everything is free on the app, so it's free to download. It's free to, you know, it's free to find players. It's free to, you know, find matches. It's free to create matches. We don't charge for anything at all within the app. The whole thing is free. There's an availability counter, so if you know, you can set your availability as a player or where you would like to be found as a player. You know, if you want to be found by players that are looking for players to play also, well then you're making yourself available on a day, in a location, at a time, within an age range of the matches you'd like to be found to play in as well. So, you know, there's functions and features for everybody who wants to organize a match, find a match, you know, create multiple matches. You know, if you're a coach that manages a team, you can use this for your training sessions or your match day, just to see who's playing, collect the funds, all that kind of stuff.
And you also mentioned a new feature now. I know it probably still is in testing phase, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant, the chat function.
Oh, yeah. So we're just literally, this is just about to come out, I think, over the next week or so. So, yeah, it's a full social chat function, basically, that is the same as what WhatsApp is, really. It's a WhatsApp functionality built within Match Hero. So, where it says teammates now, it's going to be a social button. And then what will happen is once you click in there, you'll be able to have a chat with any of the players that you're teammates with, or you can create multiple group chats for multiple teams or multiple five-a-sides that you're involved with. Yeah?
It sounds like that one would be great for the post-match arguments. You know, that was 1-1, that was a penalty, that wasn't. But that's the fun of it. Like, it's not just an app as well for just downloading and playing a match and for the organisers to make life easy. It's kind of like a full social where you can get on and have the bit of fun, have the crack with the lads in the group, lads or girls, whoever's in it.
Oh, well, we are hoping to develop, I'm not going to say too much, but there's going to be some real cool kind of fun features to come down the road that will enhance that kind of experience for, you know, the after match banter, I think. Want the way you put it, you know. So.
But that's what it is, and that's why Match Hero is so good as well, because it's fun as well. Like you're getting, it's a break from your week, the stresses of your week.
Yeah.
It's get out to have some fun with the lads.
Oh, listen, we've been using it now for a while, and obviously it's getting people to change their habits, I suppose, from using WhatsApp for so long, you know. But like what this app is aimed at doing is literally making your football match more accessible for anybody in your local area to be able to come and join it. You know, that's it. You know, that if you play football or you're involved in a football activity, if you want to advertise that activity, Match Hero will do it for you for nothing. Like so, and it will actively seek for other players to come and join your match. Like our sole mission is to, you know, cancel those cancellations. Those games are always cancelled because you can't get enough numbers. I was just thinking that.
And it's so painful.
There's so many of them happen. Happened to us on Tuesday.
Yeah, you're so looking forward to the game all day, and then a couple of people drop out, life happens, and then there's no game.
Yeah.
Whereas you have an app where you can find people in your area, not necessarily know them.
Yeah, and it is that. It's just going to be that now slog of going to get it into people's hands to go, right, this is what it's going to do. So, you know, we've got a nice few hard months ahead of us to actually get out in the ground and go and do that work now.
To show people the benefits of actually.
It's really, we've got this beautiful new studio to kind of, you know, get the word out there and tell the story and get engaging content to be able to say, right, well, you know, this is what Match Our Way is constantly. We have to do that. Yeah. We have to do that. But we also have to literally get out to every Astro Park that's out there that actually hosts football games to tell people this is worth having a look at, you know?
Yeah. And I think it's that once people are actually having a look at it, see the value in it. But like you said, it's going to be hard. It's going to take graft. Yeah. But I think
I'm looking forward to it though. This is the good part because the hardest part was putting it together, man. Because it was really difficult. I can't stress enough how difficult this was to put together. Obviously, for me, like not having that tech background and obviously not having that kind of, you know, that college knowledge. Yeah. I didn't go to college. I didn't go down that route. You know, I went a different avenue. But yeah, no, like having actually gotten it built and having the relief of it gotten it built, this is the exciting part now, I think.
I completely empathise with that and I can feel it off you, James, when I'm talking to you here. Like, it was a thing of passion. It was a thing that came from love, out of necessity as well, of wanting to just play a football match. But you can see
necessity is the word.
But it is necessity as well.
Not very good. Let's be honest. I've got a nice left pass. Well, that's a bit like, you know.
We all every dog. James has his moments. Don't worry. James does have his moments. He's playing himself down. Yeah. But you know where to find him now as well. If you ever want to see the skills in action, you just download that app and find Mr. James Healy.
We will accept you into that game with open arms.
Well, there's definitely going to be with Match Hero as well. And I know James has mentioned this to me, like organising matches and games and events and things that everyone will be welcome to get involved in as well.
Yeah, well, there's going to be loads and loads of obviously events that we're going to be hosting obviously throughout the next few months. And you know, we don't want to give away too much just yet. We've a few little hurdles just to get over now, just to get this social stuff implemented into the app now. And I think once we get that done, we can start kind of concentrating on all the fun stuff and getting out to say hello to all the footballers. Well, yeah, you will see us. You will. If you are a footballer in Ireland, you will see our faces. Like, we're going to make sure we see your faces. Like,
They'll be on the blooper section.
It's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. So we're hoping to, you know, be going around to, you know, capture loads of real fun football content over the next couple of years, hopefully, and then on to, you know, wherever.
And I promise that if I can make a collection of Jamesy's bloopers at football, I will happily do so. But we'll see how that one goes.
You'll see a few of them. I'll see a few of them anyway, because we've planned some fun content over the next couple of months to be able to go and showcase our bloopers.
yeah, and there'll be plenty, don't worry. Yeah. And another question just to ask you as well, James. So from where we are today, sitting here and your plans, where do you see, like, in the ideal situation, where do you see Match Hero? Where does it go, or what happens? You know.
Oh, well, we do have a plan. Like, you know, it is football at the end of the day. So where is football played? We want to bring this up there. Like it's really that simple. Like it's we see the health benefits of playing football. That's obvious. Like there's you could go through all the different health benefits, but it's the biggest sport on the planet for a reason, because people just love playing. And I'm not really one of those people that watch it too much anymore. I kind of, I've
too busy making apps.
It's not that I don't love watching football. I do, but I just don't have the time anymore. But for me, I will absolutely make time for 2 or 3 games a week if I can. I wish the body would show that.
Well, we all start somewhere.
But I will try and make time, and when I'm not injured, obviously. But it's where do I see it in however many years time? It's hard to know, because like obviously we're literally on the first rung of the ladder of getting people to have a look at it. So how long is a piece of string? Where it will be in 12 months' time, it's hard to even know. It's down to how hard we work telling people it's here, I suppose.
Yeah, it's brand awareness and letting people know that it's out there, isn't it? But there's one thing that I thought for myself, and especially when James mentioned Match Hero to me, and I pictured myself in this situation. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of guys like myself or all around Ireland, but like life's gone on, you're playing, like you're working, you have kids, life stress is getting top of you, you've got out of touch with the lads, and you're sitting at home, you're like, you'd love to get back out and play football, but you're just not in the loop. This is the avenue to actually get out there and get interacting and having a bit of fun as well.
Yeah, like I'm even as you're saying that, like it's like you're talking about us, even the lads who work, and that side of things being a necessary thing to go out and blow off that steam of all that stress. But if you even look at it, like, I mean, for kids to come out after school and do something, or for the granny and granddads who are sitting at home doing nothing all day for walking football. I've played in walking football games actually because of injuries and stuff like that from a couple of years back, man, and I couldn't believe, I was blown away by how, like, it's probably a bit silly to say, but it's the same as a 5-a-side match. Yeah. The banter, it's even more so, because these lads to be doing like picking bingo cards and numbers and actually doing little €2 bets and all. So like, I mean, the banter up there, it's the same. Like, and this is why, this is for all ages and anybody who literally wants to go and play football.
I think it's actually very powerful that you said that, and it's correct that you said that, because we all get into the thing that it's
not for the Ronaldo looking lads. But that's like, this is not for those. Yeah, of course it is. We want those guys too. Yeah. But this is for, like, within the filters of the app, it'll actually tell you if you want a slow game, or if you want to, if you can have a moderate speed game,
Ronaldo, Messi level.
But it's we're gonna have to, again, I can't reiterate how hard it is going to be to get into every corner of every town of everywhere that, like, you see the research that we do into the venues and the pitches about where they are, and there is thousands of them in Ireland, and we literally have to find all of that data and put it onto Match Hero to be able to be used in those places. So again, if you are a footballer and you do sign up to Match Hero, this is one thing I would suggest you do. If you do see if you are looking for your pitch, or if you are trying to sync your game to your pitch, to a pitch that may not be there, just bear with us, as we're actually just getting all that data now.
Some of these are hard to find.
Some places are. I'm telling you could be in Horse and Jockey in Tipperary, and there's a community centre down there. You just don't know, So that's the type of stuff we're up against. So, like, if you are looking at this and you do see that your pitch is not there, reach out to us. Tell us. Actually, send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Say, listen, I've tried to put a game there. You don't seem to have the pitch. Give us the details. We'll have it up. We'll put it up within a couple of hours. You will be able to use the app with that pitch on it.
And also, James, even if you're a football club as well, like, so if you've got a football club, you've got a facility that's maybe going unbooked during the week or anything like that, what would you say to them?
Yeah, well, the venues will greatly benefit by what we're doing, I suppose, by the advertisement of not only the pitch, the contact details, where it is. It has a locator built into the system, so that if you as a footballer want to search your local pitches, it will find a radius amount of pitches that are within where you are, so it has all of the features that a venue has, but the only thing it doesn't do is book a pitch right now. You can pay for a pitch, you can pay for a match, you can collect the match fees, and you can put the money back in your own account or send it to a venue,
relevant person,
the person that needs to get it. So it's the venues get a lot of benefit from this by even the individual games that are advertised within the system, So like if me as James wants to go and find you Alan's game, if you have a game on at a certain pitch,
you wouldn't be invited to my game. James says, "I'll just take you off the app. Then I'll just take you off the app, Alan. Okay, you win. You win."
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
CEO rights and
but yeah, no, it'll have a lot of benefits for the venues down the road, So yeah, we're looking to getting out to speak to the venues in a big way, and for them to tell their players this exists, well, again, it'll cancel the cancellations again, like I said, because, the more players that are on this app in a certain venue, the more options a player might have to find other players that he might need to play in that game throughout the week. So if Paul is missing a player and he's down to 5 against 4 on Tuesday, there could be a match that plays on a Wednesday or Thursday that has, 20 or 30 players in those matches that he can ask those to play.
Yeah. And the game goes ahead then.
And then the game goes ahead. Yeah. Hopefully. Well, he will be the match hero. that 10th player will be the match hero. And that's it. Like it's and the funny thing is the name came about like it's like we were called Five-A-Side at the time on all our website and all that kind of stuff beforehand, and a different iteration, and it was we weren't really a player finder. It was more of like a pitch booker, and we went away from that idea altogether. But what kept happening was our Facebook was so active, and I think we had thousands and thousands of players on it, and we kept getting asked for players would they play in their match, and we were like, yeah, well, we'll help you. We'll put up posts for you and stuff, and it actually worked. We were actually finding hundreds of players for random games just over the years, through those 10 years of having that page.
Yeah,
we were finding I must have found, no joke, I would say 500 or 600 players a game of football.
It sounds like you're starting to big yourself up as the match hero here. I like it.
No, we were doing that literally manually, like pens and papers without any software. And it got to a point where everybody was calling us a hero. Oh, you're a hero. No, that Irish slang. The Irish slang of saying thank you.
Yeah.
You're a hero. You're a hero. So we kept getting called you're a hero, and I just spawned into match hero from that. That was the kind of the seedling of the idea. Yeah.
But it's that appreciation of your game's going ahead now instead of going, oh no, game's cancelled
everywhere. I mean, all over Ireland, and that kept me going. Because we kept doing that, and like we had websites that we put in the bin, so many of them. I must have had 6 websites just put in the bin, and it was just we kept going, and I'm so thankful we kept going.
from using the app myself and the place that it's in, and the scope and the spec that James wants to introduce and what he has planned for it as well. Like when he mentioned content, I'm not going to go any further because he hasn't. But you're going to be glued to Match Hero socials. Trust me on that. He's got some genius ideas. Some of them are not going to be look so good for ourselves, but definitely tune in to, if you're on Facebook, TikTok, as he said, all of them, follow Match Hero. You're going to be delighted with the content that's going to be coming out, and I'm not going to say any more than that. So we'll wrap up today's episode. James.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Alan.
Yeah, no, it was appreciated. It was great to be here talking about Match Hero.
First of it's just the first interview of hopefully a few more, maybe
of many more. But as I said, please do follow on any socials that you'll see the Match Hero app on, and tune into the great content.
We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And if you can get, the website is www.matchheroapp.ie, and to get in touch with us, it's info@matchhero.ie. And
or you can contact on WhatsApp, or you can contact on Facebook Messenger or
Facebook.
You
can contact us on all the socials. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very first episode of Match Hero, and catch us on the next episode.